Is your lifestyle stealing your future? Stop for a second. Picture this exact scene. 10 years from now, you wake up to the same alarm, walk the same route to the same job, and slide into a life that feels familiar but somehow smaller than the life you imagined. It did not collapse in a single dramatic moment. It was eroded, drop by drop, by small, invisible choices. The extra hours of passive scrolling, the just one more takeout order, the routine you never questioned. This video is not a scare tactic. It's a reality check. If you are someone between 25 and 45, these years determine the architecture of your future. Habits compound faster than you think, and routines either build you up or quietly siphon your potential away. Today, at the Billionaire's Playbook, I am going to name the hidden thieves of your future, show you how to spot them, and show you some strategies to get started. Just imagine two versions of yourself. One who treats today like a rehearsal, and another who treats it like the opening night. Both live the same days, but the second one stacks small wins that become big differences. Which version are you choosing? This video is built to help you choose deliberately. Comfort, the most seductive thief. Comfort is the most seductive thief of all. It feels safe, even rewarding. A steady job, predictable weekends, the same familiar circle of friends. Comfort isn't the villain. The danger comes when it becomes your default mode. When fine feels good enough, progress silently stalls. Picture comfort as a balloon inflating one breath at a time. Every easy choice pumps it up until suddenly, you're sealed inside a life that looks safe, but is actually limiting. Ask yourself, are you staying in that job because it's fine instead of stretching your skills? Are your weekends on repeat because it's easy, not because it excites you? Comfort rarely destroys your future in one blow. It quietly erodes it. Psychologists call this the Yerkes-Dodson law. Real growth begins just beyond your comfort zone. At first, it feels uneasy, even stressful. But that's the signal you're stepping into the growth zone. Learning new skills, forming stronger habits, and unlocking new levels of yourself. Here's the catch. Comfort often disguises itself as wisdom. People say, I know my limits. But what they're really doing is building walls around their potential. Growth requires temporary discomfort. Excellence demands it. So try discomfort training. Schedule small but meaningful challenges that push you just beyond what feels easy. Each step nudging you closer to a stronger version of yourself. The point isn't endless struggle. It's to steadily expand your limits, so what once felt uncomfortable soon becomes natural. Micro challenge. This week, schedule one uncomfortable but high-value action for just 15 minutes a day. Enroll in that course you've been putting off. Pitch an idea at work. Change a small bad habit. Each time the fear shrinks, the confidence grows, and the cumulative effect will be massive. Distractions. The attention pickpockets. Distractions are the modern pickpockets of attention. Phones, social feeds, endless entertainment, and even overscheduling all chip away at your concentration. Attention is the raw material of results. Without the ability to focus, skill acquisition, deep work, and creative breakthroughs are impossible. Here is a simple, painful fact. According to a study by Meltwater published on Data Reportal, on average, people above age of 16 spend more than 2 hours a day on social media and more than 3 hours on TV. That is not mere entertainment. That is, for many, a state of constant passive digital consumption. Now, multiply those lost 5 hours by weeks and by years, and you will see the staggering compound effect of losing, not just almost 2 months per year, but in delayed career progress, stifled creativity, and missed opportunities. The problem was never the distraction itself. The problem is the absence of intentional boundaries around it. Start with a practical fix. Create daily focus blocks. These are protected windows of 60 to 90 minutes where you remove distractions and commit to one meaningful task. Put your phone in another room, close unnecessary tabs, and use a timer. Keep a simple log. What you planned to do, what you actually did, and what you learned. Think of attention like a bank account. Every minute you spend on low-return attention is a withdrawn deposit from your future earnings. The best way to guard that account is by creating rules. Examples: a 9 p.m. tech curfew, social media only on weekend afternoons, or designated no-phone dinners. You can also batch tasks that require shallow attention and reserve deep tasks for mornings when willpower tends to be higher. One more practical tool: use the 2-minute check rule. Before you tap a distracting app, give yourself 2 minutes to ask, is this adding long-term value right now? The pause creates friction that saves hours. Remember, distractions don't just waste time. They erode your capacity for deep work, and deep work is the edge in the professional world. Instant gratification, the silent debt. Instant gratification is a stealthy tax on your long-term potential. Small pleasures today translate into missed compounding benefits tomorrow. That latte, that delivery order, the impulse buy, none of them are catastrophic in isolation. The danger is repetition. Repeated short-term choices condition your brain to seek immediate rewards and avoid the discomfort of delayed payoff. That neural pattern makes any sustained project feel arduous. The antidote is creating friction between impulse and action. Introduce small barriers to impulsive spending, mindless consumption, or late-night scrolling. A practical exercise. For 4 weeks, pick 3 impulse categories and add a 24-hour rule. Want to buy something non-essential? Wait 24 hours. Want to watch a second episode? Wait 5 minutes and do a simple task. Redirect the money you saved from impulse purchases to a small, automated investment. The point is to rewire the reward system so that delayed outcomes start to look more desirable. The habit loop that favors immediate reward is powerful but not immutable. Use substitution. Replace a cheap, quick pleasure with a slightly more effortful one that gives longer satisfaction. For example, trade 1 episode of TV for 20 minutes of reading or a walk that gives both movement and reflection. Train your brain by making the delayed reward visible. Screenshots of savings goals, a progress chart, or a journal entry that marks achievements. Discipline is a muscle. Train it with small wins, and the compound payoff will be enormous. Wake-up signs and audit. How to see the leak. Knowledge without measurement is just hope. If you suspect your lifestyle is draining your future, do a rigorous audit. For 7 days, log your time in 30-minute increments. Be honest. Track social media, commuting, work, chores, learning, sleep, and leisure. At the end of the week, categorize where your hours went. Identify the top 3 low-value activities that could be reduced or removed. Now do a money audit for the same week. List subscriptions, impulse purchases, and recurring costs that do not contribute to long-term goals. Multiply the weekly waste by 52 to see an annualized picture. That number often triggers real change. Finally, audit your energy. Sleep, nutrition, movement. These are not just health metrics. They're professional performance drivers. Low energy costs you promotions, creativity, and influence. The audit gives you objective data you can act on. Without this data, change remains vague and easily abandoned. After your audit, create a 1-page reality map that lists 3 things to eliminate, 3 things to reduce, and 3 things to start. Keep that page visible. The map is what keeps insights actionable. Without it, the audit becomes another ignored to-do. Also, schedule a quarterly audit. Habits drift. A one-time audit is rarely sufficient. Check in every 3 months to keep the momentum and tweak systems based on new priorities. Action item. Perform the 7-day time and money audit starting today. No excuses. The insights will direct your next moves. Reclaiming your future. 5 ways to stop the drain. Now the action plan. Practical steps that can help you to get started and build momentum. 1. Define a clear 3-year vision. Don't settle for vague dreams like, I want to be successful or I want more money. That's not a vision, that's a wish. Instead, write down exactly what your life looks like 3 years from now. What's your job title? What responsibilities do you own? What skill have you mastered? What does a normal Tuesday in your life feel like? The more specific you are, the stronger the pull. A clear vision acts like gravity. It makes your future so vivid that today's decisions start aligning automatically. Step 2. Pick 2 focus pillars for the next 90 days. Here's the trap. When everything is a priority, nothing is. That's why most people stay stuck. So for the next 90 days, choose just 2 focus pillars. Maybe it's career growth and health, maybe it's finances and relationships, but it cannot be 5, 10, or all of the above. Narrow focus creates disproportionate results. Because when you stop scattering your energy, you finally make progress that compounds. Step 3. Build systems, not just goals. Goals are destinations. Systems are the daily highways that take you there. Want better health? Don't just set a goal like get fit. Create a 20-minute mobility and strength routine you actually repeat. Want to level up at work? Block 3 deep focus sessions every week for learning and meaningful projects. Here's the key. Systems cut out decision fatigue. You don't waste energy thinking, should I do it? You just run the system and progress becomes automatic. Pro tip: add accountability here. Share your progress with a friend, a small group, or even a mentor. Public commitments increase the cost of quitting, and suddenly, consistency feels easier. Step 4. Automate your money. Money leaks. Kill futures silently. Most people don't notice until it's too late. Here's how you stop that. Set up automatic transfers the day you get paid. 1 to savings, 1 to investments. Out of sight, out of temptation. Then cut the silent killers. Cancel or pause subscriptions you don't use. Audit your expenses once a month. This isn't about being extreme. It's about building wealth on autopilot so you don't rely on willpower. Step 5. Establish environmental armor. Motivation is fragile, but your environment? That's a permanent ally, if you design it right. Remove low-resistance temptations, silence non-essential notifications. Keep junk food off the counter. Then flip the script. Make the productive choice the easy choice. Want to read more? Place a book on your desk. Want to move more? Lay out your workout clothes where you can't miss them. Your environment should whisper success to you every day. And here's the upgrade. Swap a little of your daily scroll time with curiosity. Pick up a book or a podcast that challenges your thinking. Then apply one single idea immediately. That tiny shift multiplies over time. Listen. Your future is a ledger written in small entries. Comfort, distraction, and impulse are thieves that write negative entries without you noticing, but knowing is power. Measurement and small systems are your defense. If this helped sharpen your vision, hit like, subscribe for more strategies, and share this with one friend who refuses to settle for fine. Your circle is your leverage,